Alright, so we're gonna get into the death battle. I see if you stay on. This is gonna be posted on the YouTube. So we got Megamind versus Gru. Now we watched Despicable Me 4. I seen the first 3 Despicable Me's. I have not seen the Minion movies. And what we rewatched Megamind and watched Megamind 2 for the first time. But for this, let's just forget that Megamind 2 exists because they did not help the Megamind aura at all. So we have freeze ray versus dehydration gun. If it's army versus army, I don't know. It could be. I don't know. Do I trust the minions in a death battle against Megamind's robots? I don't know if I do. Like maybe in like a gaggy way, but not like in like a serious way. I went in like I was vibing Gru, but I don't know Megamind. I like Megamind too. I don't know. I kind of like both these guys. I don't know.
I saw a few clips of minions and all of that, so I don't know either because they seem too goofy, both from the memes and from like few tiers that I got for movies. So, but robots do seem like self-contained and like they can follow orders more properly.
Mm-hmm.
So, like the only thing I know from the minions is they go banana and like they usually screw everything around because they have low IQ.
Yeah, they definitely got some more screen time after Despicable Me 1, and that maybe made some like slapsticky jokes and made him kind of seem kind of dumb. I think my prediction for who's gonna win, I think I'm leaning Megamind right now. Before seeing anything, I think I'm gonna lean towards Megamind. I'm very conflicted who I'm like rooting for. I keep going to say one and then like, I actually kind of like the other. I kind of like, I don't know. Oh yeah, what stats do they use? This could also help.
You know what? I might just regret that I noticed you starting to stream now. Like I might regretted that because Megamind was such a favorite of mine, and like why?
Uh, Arsenal minions skill. Okay, so they are going minions. It was Arsenal minions skill. Minions is hard. If they use the super minions, I think that it leans Gru. But if they don't, I think it leans Megamind. Skill.
Thing is, in the death battle, they usually use both. Like they use pretty much everything that you can ever use within the main show.
Yeah, and then Arsenal. I honestly, I low key. I don't know if this is a thing. I almost want to sweep it for Megamind. I feel like his arsenals was a little bit better. His minions might be a little bit better, and his skill a little bit better. I don't know. Maybe Gru got him on skill. Yeah, I'm gonna go Arsenal and minions. Megamind,
The issue is
but skill
minions
Gru.
do have some stuff that it almost seems like they would win, but it's hard to distinguish between slapstick comedy and actual genuine skill.
Yeah. Yeah, they be taking that account to where I got. We actually did. We have to see how they take it account. Like, what are they gonna like count the slapstickiness as like skill in some areas or not? So all right, I think we're ready. Let's get started here. Gru versus Megamind. Okay.
Gru versus Megamind.
You either die a despicable villain or live long enough to become an admirable hero.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and
This is
skills
a fun
to find
one.
out
This
who
is a
would
good
win a death battle. Evil never dies.
Evil!
It merely goes dormant, waiting for a villain to arise and spread its name to the darkest corners of the earth.
Like a man so evil, he cuts in line at the coffee shop and makes balloon animals for
Going
kids,
Gru first,
and
okay.
then pops them in their face. What a despicable man.
The world would surely tremble at his name, Gru.
Really? Just Gru? Doesn't have some sort of stage name or like doctorate or, you know?
Felonious Gru, son of the supervillain known as the Bald Terror.
Oh man, he's so dead.
Even as a small child, Gru had big aspirations. He could make rock.
We got 6'6", he's in his 40s. We got his email while I'm here. Super villain since 11 years old. He appeared on Ellen, and he's bald.
rocket bikes, cheese
Bald
rays,
terror,
and
just
this
like you, Brendan.
dog.
All right,
His arsenal-
that's a ban. Get him out of here.
Gru,
Call
even
the
more
sniper.
with the help of his new best buddy, Dr.
Gru is
Nefario.
6'6".
See? Now that's a supervillain.
One
name.
away
Come
from-
on, man.
With Nefario's help, Gru's gadgets, Gru gadgets, flamethrowers, sticky fingers, fantastic entertainment for 2-year-olds, and a fully weaponized airship. Though I must question this thing's aerodynamics.
It's loaded up with wing-mounted machine guns, a rocket thruster that can escape the Earth's atmosphere, and a whole lot of missiles.
Despite the impressive firepower, Gru's go-to weapon seems to be his freeze ray.
Okay. This is important. Because Arsenal's an arsenal. He has an airship, big blaster cannon, fart gun, flamethrower, freeze ray, goop grenades, grappling hook, Grumobile, jetpack, laser gun, lipstick taser, rocket launcher, shrink ray, stealth suit, sticky fingers, and X-ray goggles. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's 16, right? 16 items. So I try to remember that. I try to remember that 16.
I think it comes down to freeze ray, shrink ray, and laser gun. Those seem like the most powerful ones. Also the
Yeah.
airship because he can like fly in it.
The fart gun, that was like a joke, I think. I don't know if that did anything in the movies. I think that was like just what it was, like shot farts. So yeah, that's some
Which can
interesting
encase most
rays.
people in ice with a single shot.
With his gadgets and gusto combined, and a little teaching from the School of Villainy, Gru started making strides in the underworld of evil. He swiped the crown jewels when he was only a kid, nabbed the New York City Jumbotron just for fun, and even stole both the Eiffel Tower and the Statue of Liberty.
From Las Vegas.
Yeah, Gru was bad, but he wasn't good at being bad. A lot of his schemes kind of blew up in his face.
The line dividing genius from moron is a thin one. Just look at us.
Oh yeah, my back hurts from carrying all the genius between us.
Regardless, while Gru may not have been the infamous villain he'd hoped, he did earn the loyalty of a few guys.
Guys?
Yeah, guys, like little guys. There's Kevin.
Oh yeah,
Bob,
it
Stuart,
did
Otto,
knock
Billy,
out
Larry, John,
El
William, Chad.
Chop.
Oh, the
Chapo.
Minions! And that's
El
not just their
Nacho, I
role,
mean.
It's the actual name of their species.
Right, the minions have existed since the dawn of life itself, over 3 billion years ago, and they all follow one instinct: to serve the biggest,
Dinosaur!
most despicable villain they can find.
T-Rexes, Count Dracula, AI artists, whatever evil they can lay their grubby little eyes on. Or just one eye. But finding their big boss was the easy part. Keeping them, not so much.
The amount of times the minions have incidentally caused the death of their own bosses is staggering.
Wait, didn't one of them serve the Queen of England?
What about it?
Nothing.
The minions witnessed Gru's
That's
villainy
crazy.
firsthand and decided that he would be the next big boss they follow.
It worked out like PB&J.
Holy crap! Minions got ages 1 to 3 million, 3 billion plus years old. Have their own language, Minionese, gentlemanly, And they got their weapon. They got axes, brooms, butcher knives, chainsaws, dynamite, golf clubs, hammers, lances, maces, pickaxes, pitchforks, rocket launchers, saws, scythes, shovels, spears, swords, umbrellas, and wrists.
If I learn anything about ages, I think that Megamind might be cooked if they take this seriously. 3 million years is kind of a long time.
They might take the experience factor in that. I will say the listing of weapons, they're making the minions seem a little bit more deadly than they are. I don't know. That's a hard one. That's a tricky one.
These guys
But
do machines.
they're definitely doing the
Invented
minions
fly swatter
justice. here,
centuries
I'd say.
before humans did. They somehow crafted light bulbs.
Oh my goodness. Okay, the minion, we got Adrian with an E. Alariqua, Andre, Albert, Alan, Alex, Barry, Bart, Benny, Bill, Billy, Bob, Brad, Brett, Brian, Bruno, Buck, Carl, Chad, Charlie, Chris, Sino, Clark, Claude, Cody, Cubby, Dan, Darwin, Devin, Donnie, Douglas, Elvis, Eric, Ernest, Flanders, Frank, Fred, Gary, Gene, Gerald, Gibson, Greg, How? Harry, Henry, Jack, Jake, Jeff, Jeremy, Jim, Jinmei, Joe, Joey, Joff, John, George, Josh, Juan, Jude, Ken, Kevin, Lance, Larry, Lewis, Liam, Mark, Mason, Matthew, Maurice, Mike, Nathan, Neo, Noah, Noble, Norbert, Norlin, Oscar, Otto, Pablo, Paul, Paxton, Peter, Phil, Pudgy, Ralph, Raymond, Rod, Robert, Ron, Ryan, Sam, Samson, Scout, Scrooge, Sean, Sonny, Sony, Steve, Stu, Stuart, Ted, Thomas, Todd, Tom, Tony, Vincent, Will, Willie, Zach, Ziggy, Zorix, and more. With the Mega
When
Minions.
you actually Google baby names and randomly just want to check every single spelling there is of the exact same name, you get this.
And they got the Mega Minions: Dave, Gus, Jerry, Mel, Tim. Okay, that's interesting. But there's at least 10K minions, but this is just minions who have their names mentioned in the movies. A secret code confers secret weapon. So Mel from the third one became a Mega Minion in 4. Interesting.
I low-key woke up on the wrong side of the bed today. First, you forced me to watch Megamind 2. Now you force me to watch Death Battle where he probably loses.
Alright, we don't know. We'll get to him.
So naturally,
And the original
building Gru's
Megamind was
absolutely
my
massive
favorite.
evil lair
Well, not
proved a simple
favorite,
task.
but
They're
third
geniuses.
favorite.
They once pulled off a jailbreak by building a flying machine out of prison outfits, vans, computers, and toilets. Aisle seaters are in shambles right now.
And they're seemingly invulnerable, having been smashed flat, set on fire, and
Invulnerable.
exploded by
Oh,
missiles
yeah.
even inside their own mouths.
Hey,
But
Gru
also,
might get
they're
minions.
possibly immortal? Kevin here has been around since the dawn of their species, which means
Oh,
Kevin
he just
is
mentioned-
3 billion years old.
Yeah,
And
he
their
just
numbers
mentioned
keep
immortality.
increasing. Over 10,000 minions clock into work every day.
And yet, in a real work setting, they'd be fired in minutes.
Oh yeah, there's nothing like a banana, a popsicle, a butt, or anything remotely silly to distract them enough for plans to go off course. But these guys love TikTok.
It's no wonder that, even with thousands of minions at his back, Gru still couldn't cut it as a supervillain. Maybe it was time to hang up the freeze ray for good, but not before taking a chance at his ultimate dream.
Still the moon.
Easier said than done.
Oh no, really? The moon?
When he couldn't get the shrink ray he needed on his own, Gru required a new, even more despicable weapon.
Children. Specifically adopting 3 girls. And somehow it worked. Crime of the century, here we go.
How
Yeah,
tragic
that
that through
movie.
all the dance recitals and unicorns, Gru discovered the joys of fatherhood.
Oh, story of my life. God, I'm so proud of her. Anyway, out with the villain and in with the bedtime stories.
But even though he turned a new leaf for his daughters, Gru wasn't done commanding his minion army. Now he'd just do it as not a villain. By
Stole the moon, punched out a shark, survived being eaten by a shark, stole the crown jewels of England, tanked the point-blank missile explosion that pops out. Minions survived Brat Balthazar's exploding bubblegum balloons. Defeated Vector, El Macho, Brat Balthazar, Maximum Lamal, and
joining
Victorious
the
6.
anti-villain league.
The
Vicious
ABL
6.
hooked him up with lipstick tasers
that
and
must
goop
have been
grenades,
released then.
mini submarines and high-tech cars, and some great date nights with the future Mrs. Gru. Things are looking up, buddy.
5 minions even underwent experimental procedures to become more powerful than before. The Mega Minions.
Mega
Dave
Minions.
got super strength. Gus got super strength and flight. Sorry, Dave.
I got
Jerry
off on the
became an
wrong leg
indestructible
this
brick
morning.
monster. Eats live
Shouldn't
bomb.
have
He's my favorite.
woke up at
And
all.
Mel's new
Stayed
laser
in
eye
bed.
can blast through the planet and hit a satellite on the other side in less than a second.
Calculating its speed across the Earth, that's 5% the speed of light.
So, Gru's true calling wasn't being a villain at all. He's an anti-villain, and he's good at it too. This guy can dodge heat-seeking missiles and casually punch out a shark in one shot, all because he was in full dad mode.
But the most incredible element here is easy to miss. For billions of years, the minions have had the biological drive to serve the greatest villain they can find. And yet, despite Gru's turn away from villainy, they chose to continue serving him. The minions' love for Gru is so strong, it overwrote their primordial genetic code.
They still see greatness in him, even now. After all, Felonious Gru will go to the moon and back to keep his family safe. Wait, Kevin, don't touch that button!
Alright, so we got the Gru thing. What definitely stood out to me was the minions. They're taking in the consideration of the super minions, and they mentioned like the lifespan, durability,
I think they're
immortality.
going to give actual intelligence to Megamind, while everything else is gotten by the Gru.
They might. I do think that they're gonna give minions to Gru after this. And that one thing he said, survived point blank. I don't know. Did that kind of stood out. So Gru is, definitely Gru is boosted up a bit. We'll see like if Megamind stuff can meet that, or if it's gonna fall short here.
Megamind is just a human, like alien, that's having blue skin and giant head. That's very, very, very smart.
He can't
He
use
can't survive
inventions.
all the things that Gru did, though. So I know already he's cooked.
Well, Gru, I think is just like a person too. It's just the minions were the ones that really getting rid. I mean, they survived. I said survived eaten by a shark, but there was like he still is just like a person. That did happen.
I'm still
But
hopefully ruling for Megamind, just because the original movie is like in my top 3 when it comes to animated movies.
oh, also Arsenal was decent. I'm definitely not paying attention to Megamind as well. So let's continue. Let's see what Megamind's got.
Okay, Megamind should be up next, but there is a chance that it got totally nuked by DreamWorks since they hit our preview last week.
Don't worry, we have a plan. You can watch the complete Gru vs. Megamind episode on deathbattle.gg. That's our website. It's linked below. It has every episode of Death Battle uncut, unfiltered, uncensored. Even the weird ones.
It's kind of like our
Even
own
the
private
weird.
Patreon with memberships that support the show directly. And for this week, you can get a membership for a month for free by using the code PRESENTATION. All caps, that's important.
Being a member gets all sorts of extra goodies and behind-the-scenes stuff, but the
I
important
might
thing
be
is
feeling
you'll
the
be able to
same
watch
thing
the
you felt,
unaltered
Brendan,
Gru
when the
vs.
Chief,
Megamind episode
went
for
against the
free.
Doomslayer.
So head to
I cheered
deathbattle.gg
for the
right now and
Doomslayer
use the
there.
presentation for a
Well,
free month of membership.
Now I
All caps.
feel your shoes with the Megamind probably losing.
What
But I'm
happens
still
when
gonna
the
cheer,
villain
gonna cheer for him.
wins? On a grim, dark day, the
Death
citizens of
Note.
Metro City learned the horrifying answer to that question when their hero, their Metro Man, was lost forever. Bested by the fearsome supervillain destined for greatness, Megamind.
Cause if your rival's name is gonna be that on the nose, you better match that energy. Their feud goes way back to when they escaped their dying planet Superman style and immediately got in each other's way.
While Metro Baby landed in a nice and cozy home, he caused the weird blue kid to crash land in prison and literally grow up behind bars. What kind of city government would make the kid stay in jail?
It wasn't as bad as you'd think. He was a perfect fit for the Metrocity prison for the criminally gifted.
Metro City.
But while everyone outside bars loved that new kid who could fly, they weren't too keen on the boy with the big blue head and his constant string of destructive accidents.
So if he was going to be the bad guy no matter what, why not embrace it and become a true supervillain?
Sounds kinda like you. Megamind is a genius inventor, creating weapons to stage prison breaks before he could even talk.
Okay, so his real name, unknown. Just go Megamind. He's only 5'5". So Gru has a solid foot and a half, or foot and like an inch on him. He's in the 30s. Raised in the prison for the criminally gifted. Head is 5.6 larger than a human's. Then is that a typo, or am I being that weird? Larger than a human's. Oh, mentored by Machiavellian. They really go for all the lore. Let's bald to bald appeared at San Diego Comic-Con. That's a typo. Then we gotta, guys. What are we watching? Okay.
Don't sound like me. With a bit of tutoring from Machiavellian in the ways of wrongdoing, he got to work on his crime-starting career, facing off with his destined rival over and over again.
And Megamind's got everything he needs. An invisible car for getaways, assuming he can find the thing. A hover bike for flying and shooting at the same time, if he can multitask. Lasers, bombs, bubble guns, baseball bats, jet boots, and more galore.
But his go-to is the D-gun, a laser pistol with various possible effects, such as destroying, decelerating, demoralizing, de-locking, de-gravity thing.
I wouldn't expect a guy calling himself Megamind to have...
Oh, okay, so this is combining Arsenal and Minions for him. So they're kind of... That's interesting. So he's got the D-gun, de-balance, decelerate, de-cuppage, deep freeze. So he has a freeze gun too. De-gravity, dehydration, de-lock, demobilize / debilate, demoralize, disintegrate, de-sticky, de-stray. Then we have the Binky, blue ion nano kinetic energy, death ray satellite, hokey pokey of destruction, invisible car, mech suits, Metro Man suit, Porta Bazooka, Tickle Kinesis Glove, and then his minions, which are Brainbots, Minion, aka Old Chum, and then Kiko. Is that the girl?
The best name ideas, Wiz.
Or
He
is that
probably
someone
based the entire thing around his favorite setting, dehydration, which turns people and
Thing is
objects
'cause
into
the
tiny
actors
cubes for
dressed up
easy
as them.
storage,
Ah.
though they can be returned to normal with a drop of water.
He did keep the whole mind thing running with his horde of henchmen, the Brainbots. These mini-mechs follow Megamind's every
I
command,
think it might
even
be the
pulling off the
girl.
most
That
incredible
is the
drone show
girl.
you've ever seen in your life.
Which, according to the director's commentary, is made up of over 100,000 brain bots.
really
Though,
hated the second
ironically,
movie.
I wouldn't call his brain bots, smart. That designation goes to Megamind's proper minion, Minion!
Minion serves many roles for Megamind. Sidekick, guy in the chair, awkward sibling relationship despite technically being his pet.
The best fish friend you could have in your plans to kidnap news reporter Roxanne Ritchie to piss off Metro Man for the 19th time this week. Or for the final time. Children, shield your eyes!
He did it! Thanks to his most powerful invention of all, an orbital death ray that could shatter mountains, Metro City's hero had fallen. It was Megamind's time to rule.
And he had no idea what to do next, with Metro Man dead. What was even the point?
Clearly, he needed a new superhero to fight, and apparently, he could just make that happen. With his diffuser gun, he injected this loser with Metro Man's DNA, turning him into Metro Man 2.0, Titan.
Megamind even trained him himself, using his disguise generator and expert acting skills. What a performer! But for all his smarts, Megamind is a terrible judge of character. When Titan turned tyrant, Metrocity needed yet another superhero to save it.
Metro City. Thanks to some encouragement from an old friend, rival, who wasn't actually dead at all and just let all of this happen despite having godlike superpowers. Thanks to some encouragement from a very experienced friend, Megamind stepped up to the plate.
Hey, he had the moxie for it. Megamind's tanked explosions and dodged electric blasts. Titan was strong enough to toss around a skyscraper, and Megamind put up a solid fight with his mech armor.
A suit specifically designed to mimic the pilot's movements, whether it be lamppost sword fighting, busting a move, or being surprisingly stealthy.
And with quick thinking and some hench help, Megamind taught Titan a lesson he knew all too well. The bad guy always loses.
So
But he
the
forgot
city
to plug in
decided
a
to just
toaster.
forgive Megamind of all his years of terror and destruction and call him their superhero. I guess they didn't really have any better options.
Other big
Hey,
matchup for
Megamind took
both.
his new role as this.
Both was matchup for both to fight Doofenshmirtz. Interesting. Keep watching movie at this point.
After watching the second movie, bruv, my brain is just a mush. Like, why was that a thing? You reminding me of the toaster scene. It's just a pain. Like, that's just a whole fucking pain.
So feats. We got vaporize the building, dodge electricity, turn the Atlantic Ocean into jello. His binky destroyed a 10-mile wide meteor. Technologically raised all of Metro City into space. Suit survived hits from Metro Man and Titan. In another timeline, reformed Titan and the Doom Syndicate. Defeated Titan, the Doom Syndicate, Machiavellian, and then Psycho-Delec.
City's hero? Seriously? He even built a suit that mimicked Metro Man's strength, flight, and X-ray vision.
Now, the D-gun is used to make runaway bad guys lose their balance and get caught. His portal bazooka is excellent for saving people from out-of-control cars. And while the Death Ray might not have been a hero killer, it's certainly great at blowing up giant evil robots.
And Minion was all for it.
Actually, once they went nice, Minion had to legally change his name to Old Chum because of some other Minion-related thing.
What? You mean the yellow guys?
No, I mean they got a cease and desist from Mr. Minion's Meatsicles.
Sounds delicious. I'm still gonna call him Minion. You can't break up this
Was that
duo.
was that actually a legal thing? I thought they were just doing that just so like they could have their own thing going. Was that actually a legal thing? That's kind of not. I mean, they had Minion first, didn't they?
Megamind uses his tools for good.
Or like,
destruction
still, the
tends
word
to be
minion
inevitable.
isn't like.
To the point that, as the new mayor of Metro City and his new partner,
I don't know. I think it's a meta joke. I was gonna say like that's like some Nintendo stuff right there. Like
Roxanne instated a policy that anyone inconvenienced by a Megamind battle
Remember,
would
the
receive
Sky
a free cup of
Company
coffee.
tried
That
to
sounds horrifically
sue
ripe for
No
corruption.
Man's Sky,
That's
the
why there's so
game,
many
for
Starbucks
using the
everywhere.
sky
At
as
least
a
the-
word part in the title of their game.
that's great because technically both producers are owned by the same company. Oh, okay. Yeah, everyone uses Minions.
Brain bots are covering all the cleanup. It's a messy job being a superhero, but Megamind's finally found his purpose, even saving the city from the Doom Syndicate, which is like 6 of him.
Though not without some self-induced difficulty. You have an instant wind gun on your hip. Use it!
My name
Hey,
is
with
Bert.
girlfriend.
Use the dehydration gun.
FBI.
Steven, what is up, yo? Thank you for the gifted sub and the resub for 79 months
My
with
name
the
is Bert
Prime.
Macklin.
And thank
I'm
you
with the
for
FBI.
the sub as well. Double sub.
Kick and adoring fans to keep him going. It doesn't matter what sort of danger comes to town. Megamind will always rise up as the defender of Metrocity.
It's Metro City!
Alright. So, with Megamind, okay, let me go, hold on. the three things again. It was minions, arsenal, and skill. I forget what Gru I think is gonna get minions. However, I think Megamind is gonna get arsenal. I think he has a slightly better arsenal. So it's gonna come down to skill. Who has the better skill? Megamind. I was gonna say they've both been at this for a while. This is gonna be close. I think this is gonna be close. This is a hard one to call. This is a hard one to call. I think it is gonna come down to skill, and I'm gonna lean ever so slightly.
If Megamind loses and I still got forced to watch that I can't speak. The second movie. If I had been forced to watch that for nothing, if he still loses, like, my brain is so brain rotted from watching that I can't speak normally anymore. I can't think. I shouldn't have woken up this morning.
Well, I am. I think I am gonna lean towards Gru just a little bit. It's close though.
Megamind just better win. Like, I'm betting all my hopes and dreams on him because I just don't want the second movie to be canon in any sort of way. I just want, for the sake of liking the first one that much and growing up with it.
Yeah, we went for Megamind. After all this, like I think Megamind had a great movie, but they were disrespecting him with the 2 and the series. He needs a win here. I think he needs this a little bit more. I might be slightly rooting for him as well, but I'm slightly gonna pick Gru. I like both of these characters, honestly. I'm good either way. But I guess we'll see. Despicable Me, I think the first 3 are good. Are good. I don't know about Minions movies. Despicable Me 4, kind of meh. It was still aight. But yeah, banana! Banana! So yeah, let's see. I have a feeling about this one. We still have 10 minutes left. That's kind of... Is that longer? I thought that was
Despicable
longer.
Me fans, low-key have it better.
Yeah,
Like,
they do.
A bad movie is still better than whatever we had watched for Megamind 2. Like, it's that bad. Like, it's so bad that I don't want to imagine how it could have gone worse, because I think that we reached the bottom.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it can go worse, even if I tried myself to make it worse. I would probably just make it better. Like, just give it to me. Like, give like any sort of fan that who liked the original movie, just give them the script. Even if you just tell them to make it bad, they would still make it better than whatever it is that we watched.
Let's see. Can he do it? Can he get a W
Wiz,
here?
what happened to you?
After a
Look
quick
funny
word
and
from our sponsors.
squishy.
I'm over
They're
here,
sponsored.
Boomstick. That's the new Death Metal plushie from U2's, and it's available to order right.
Oh, like the one they made of me a year ago. You got jealous, didn't you?
What? No, mine's way cuter. Look at it, and you can get one by clicking the link.
They forgot
Actually,
to
this
color one of your
rewatchable gift,
arms.
man.
Boomstick, I
That
have
would be
a
$2 billion,
metal
chief.
arm.
Would that be a
and if
cash
you
or
order,
card?
there's a chance you might get a special version with a gold arm.
That's actually kind of awesome.
You definitely want one.
Oh, fine. Yeah, I do, okay? Shut up about it.
This is your last chance. Click the link below to order your own Wiz. This ends in just a few days, and the plush will never be available again, so don't miss out.
Never again. Alright, here we go.
All right, the combatants are
Gru
set.
versus
We've run the
Megamind.
data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Minions, prep the artillery. We're not letting him get away.
Timing, boss.
Ooh, and here I thought it was the hero who chases the bad guys. Ha! Oh. Oh. Ah.
Minion, I'm going to need a new pair of pants.
Yes, sir. Sending you
Minion
the
versus-
Sunday Best package.
Minions. Oh.
Take this! Oh. Freeze ray!
A dark color scheme.
Strike ray!
Henchmen who look the same.
Laser gun!
Genius weaponry. You are certainly a real supervillain.
Who needs to make
Oh.
You're just missing one thing.
And what might that be?
Presentation.
Assemble! And start the music!
Oh.
Oh! Check that mark in the morning. No, hey! We just
Oh.
fixed that! Come on, sir! Smash 'em! Oh, hey, that's kinda cute!
Well, the minions, I think, are doing good against the robot ones.
You
Oh.
dare challenge Megamind in my own monstrosity? Do you even know who I am?
Well, life is full of disappointments.
I? Hey!
Banana.
Banana! Oh. Oh, this is the oh, man.
Now, as you like to say, dehydration gun!
If you're going to steal my lines, at least do it properly.
Oh. He dehydrated him.
Okay, thank you for the help.
Minion, is the death ray ready?
Approaching. Getting there. Almost. Kinda. Maybe. On the way. Yes.
Fire!
Oh, the laser.
Whoa.
Oh, Roxanne's gonna kill me.
Remember this, villain. The good guys always win. This is how it's really done. Dehydration gun.
Oh.
You mean? Oh, wait a minute. This is all a big misunderstanding.
Oh.
Huh? Oh, work is going to kill me for this.
That was it. Oh, not that. he had the wrong setting, so he just disintegrated him. Oh no. Oh no. Whoa.
You know how you
Oh,
said that
nice.
you want a rematch and that this is all just bullshit when I laughed at you when Doomslayer won over the Master Chief. I think I need to do exactly that. Like, how the fuck? Like, how?
Bro. That is
You
crazy.
dragged me at like 4 in the morning to watch Megamind 2, and on top of that, I had to watch him lose in a death battle against another dude with minions whom I don't even know about. Like, haven't watched any movies aside from like memes and like meme clips of those movies. Like, I have zero idea about Gru. Like, who the heck is that guy? I don't know. And somehow he bodies one of the top 3 movie characters I've ever watched when it comes to animated movies. Like, are we being serious now?
Bro, that was
You
crazy.
brainwashed my brain. And like, I don't mean like information brainwash. I mean, like, you took it out of my
didn't mean
fucking
it.
brain. You put it into the washing machine and rinsed it real good, and then put it back. That's what the movie 2 did to my brain. And on top of that, I had to watch him lose. Like, why?
Because Gru didn't know how the gun worked. That's crazy. I'm like slightly disappointed by the fight. It kind of makes sense for the films to have like a funny ending, but I thought we were getting a little more than that. That had to be like a shorter one? I guess not. Maybe at 4 minutes. I don't know. I don't know. That was an interesting one. I mean, as far as
An interesting battle, really, Brendan? Like, really? This was one of the worst things I've watched in my entire life. Especially for the fact that I got forced to watch the second movie that's not even a movie. That's literally just brain rot on steroids mixed with whatever AI cooked up in the lab, because I don't care what Colt says, what anyone else says. There's no way that an actual human made that script for the second movie, produced a movie from it, and that it somehow worked the way it worked. Like, I would have snoozed within like first paragraph of that movie writing. Like, there's no way a human made that. Okay, there's no way. No way. And on top of that, I got such hopes for him to actually win this, and like, it's my fault for having too much faith.
Well,
It is what it is.
Icy's getting out his discrepancies, but me personally, I like them both, so I wasn't gonna be happy, or I was gonna be mad regardless. The fight itself, I did think was a bit quickly. That's why maybe the sequel made 4 minutes feel like it flew by. Maybe it did. I'll be as far as like the action and what things go. I thought it did pretty good. Like doing like the references and stuff. Maybe just I got slightly like thought like the ending was a little bit of like abrupt. But that was kind of for the sake of a joke. So I'll say like mild disappointment, maybe just slight, not really, like just maybe some minor like notes or criticism, but it was an interesting fact. Hey, they were gonna like be and he was like, there's been a misunderstanding. He was almost gonna like
The
try
thing
to
that I
explain
hate
it.
the most is that they actually used the second movie and the series that is such BS that I don't even want to think about those existing. Like, the fact that they use those as canon, I think that broke me the most. Like, it's not the fact that he lost, but the fact that they saw that BS as canon. Like, that broke me.
Well, let's see how they scored this. Minions has to go to Gru. They have to give that they carried that there. Arsenal, I do think goes to Megamind. So that leaves one for skill. That has to go to Gru since he won. So that's how I'm predicting it goes.
I guess that's 2 for Gru, 0 for Will Ferrell.
With so many
See,
chaotic
that's
characters in
funny.
this fight, it can get overwhelming trying to keep track of them all.
So we'll break it down 3 ways: Arsenal, Minions, and Skill.
Yeah, Arsenal, Megamind, Minions, Gru, skill, Gru as well.
In terms of weapon versatility, Megamind definitely had much more to use. The D-gun alone had enough effects to match what Gru could do with nearly his whole kit. Throw in disguise generators, invisible cars, portal bazookas, and it's a lot for Gru to handle.
Just one problem. Megamind might have had variety, but Gru's weaponry was far stronger in scope. Sure, Megamind's death ray could blow up a mountain, but Gru's shrink ray could take out the moon.
And is much easier to use on top of it. Frankly, much of Megamind's deadliest weaponry would have little effect anyway.
Check this out. When Gru first tried to get the shrink ray, he triggered a missile trap so explosive it created a mushroom cloud. Based on the size of the blast, that's about 4 kilotons of TNT, and all those missiles fired at him from point-blank range.
Shockingly, that's about 38 times greater than Megamind's orbital death ray. And Gru kind of just walked it off. Megamind's mecha suit could take big hits like that, but Megamind himself? No.
So Megamind would have a hard time blowing him up, but he could still dehydrate him, disintegrate him, freeze him, or even just turn off his gravity and send him flying into space, right?
Sure, though Gru does have some similar weaponry. As far as arsenal is concerned, Gru could take out Megamind through sheer firepower, but Megamind could potentially counter with the D-Gun's effects. It's a whoever shoots first wins situation. Their arsenals match up fairly evenly.
Okay, they're tied.
These guys aren't alone. Let's cover Gru's minions and Megamind's minions.
1-to-1, one of Gru's
Who
minions
can take the
certainly
sun
more likely
ray.
to take out a brainbot. Sure, minions may have the attention span of an iPad kid, but they can effortlessly hack, dismantle, and rewire most machines, like, you know, Megamind's brainbots.
And they just won't die. Certainly nothing the brainbots have can take them out. For all we know, the minions may be completely indestructible.
To be fair, maybe one brainbot doesn't stand a chance against one minion, but there are far more brainbots than minions in total, 10 times more, and the brainbots are a much more organized and focused unit.
Compared to the vanilla minions, maybe, but the mega minions are strong enough to rip and chomp through metal like wet paper. Aunt Mel's got a history of destroying satellites with a laser beam strong enough to cut through the earth, so it's bye-bye death ray.
But we can't ignore the most competent minion of them all, Megamind's minion, Old Chum.
He's way more competent than Dr. Navario, can operate all the tech like the mech suit used to fight Titan, and can match Megamind's brains and style beat for beat. Remember that whole presentation bit in the movie? Yeah, that wasn't Megamind, that was Minion.
While Megamind's army lacks the power of, say, the Mega Minions, having a second in command who's just as smart and capable as him makes up for it, making a battle of their underlings too close to.
What? That is a crazy tie. I think you gotta give that to Gru. Like, I get maybe Old Chum is like a good second in command, but he literally has like 4 superhero minions. So they tied 2 of them. So I guess skill does have to go to Gru.
So if neither of them has a clear
I think the
edge of
whole thing
weaponry or
about
their
who
henchmen,
shoots
what
first
matters
could have decided also for Megamind to win. Like, the hydration gun could have taken out all the minions if he built a big enough gun. He could have just, like, they might not be able to be killed or anything, but you could just dehydrate them, and they're just like motionless cubes. Like, they can't do anything. Like, I think that could have been obviously clearly given him the win. Either like give like 1 gun per each of his robot minions, and just boom, 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 done.
Did tell me he is Minion. He is Minion. Watch the Minion movies. I'd be interested to check those out maybe sometime, but a part of me also almost isn't as well, like a whole movie of Minion antics. I don't know if like I don't know. I'm interested in the story of that.
most isn't the tools themselves, but how good or bad they are at using them. It all comes down to skill.
Both Gru and Megamind have their share of less than genius moments and bad luck, but even in the face of things gone wrong, Gru tends to fail upwards, still ultimately completing his missions, unlike Megamind, who tends to fail much harder before he learns how to succeed.
And we love him for it. It's not like Gru has to put up with Elvis Superman, but even during their villain phases, Gru found some success, unlike Megamind.
Who also has a
Man,
bad habit
they're
of not
really
using his
using the
weapon
movie as a
effectively,
cannon.
never using the D-Gun against the Doom Syndicate, either because he can get easily flustered, or he just loves showing off. So it's more likely Gru could succeed in a whoever shoots first wins quick draw situation with their arsenals.
Quick Draw is right. Megamind dodge an electric blast is impressive, clocking in around half the speed of sound.
But it pales in comparison to Gru piloting hypersonic ships into space and dodging heat-seeking missiles at Mach 10, meaning he is fast enough to win that quick draw. Gru takes skill, which
Gru
finally
takes-
tips the scales. After a nail-biting back and forth, he has just enough to land the winning blow first, more often than not.
Sorry, Megamind. I think you losing was a monstrosity.
It's Metros...
Atrocity.
The winner is Felonious Gru.
The winner is Gru. GG's, GG's. Good GG's Megamind. I know Gru already won. I don't mean to like kick Megamind where he's down, but I'm just surprised at that minions tie. I'm just really shocked about that. Sometimes I feel like I kind of like how I score the stats a little better than how they do. Like, I don't know, that's crazy, but that's kind of sometimes.
What I'm really shocked about myself is just, man, they really use the second movie as canon.
Yeah, they go for everything when it comes to canon. You think of the fight, what do you think others thought of the fight? I'm gonna kind of guess that this one was a little disappointing for people. I'm gonna say some people are upset about this. Is that correct? Other than Icy?
It shouldn't. I think that it shouldn't have been like him using the Megamind's gun. It should have been like him trying to succeed with his own guns, or Megamind succeeding with his guns. Like, it shouldn't have been like, oh, you dropped the gun, I'm gonna use your gun now and shoot at you. Like, that feels kinda Mickey. Like, either he succeeds with his own guns or not. Because unless he is really that much fast, like the Flash, I don't see him like just taking the gun as a guarantee. Because this is guarantees that we're talking about, not like chance based. Because if it is chance based, he either takes the gun or not. Like, it can go either way. Like, it shouldn't be this much decided.
Especially if you don't give a Megamind Arsenal. Like, if you tie Arsenal and Gru uses his weapon against him to win, like that's Megamind's Arsenal. I feel like you should give him Arsenal then.
Exactly.
It is the most disappointing fight of the season, especially because it was a Kickstarter fight. They were fine with the verdict, but upset how they got there. Like, Megamind didn't use almost any of the stuff they had said. Yeah, I thought I was waiting. Like, that's why I think that's why it felt quick to me, because Megamind didn't get to use too much at all. I was like, oh, I thought we were gonna get a little bit more than that.
And I know the reason why, because of the movie and because of the TV show. Because he hesitates there, he doesn't use anything. You already saw the reaction video of that guy who just screamed, "Dehydration gun!" Like, that's why they made it so. And that's why it's so Mickey. Case closed.
They said he had a suit that gave him Metro Man's powers but didn't use it. Yeah, and people were mad Minion didn't do anything. Yeah, they praised Minion so much that it tied Minions for both of them, but he didn't do anything. So yeah, I think like the result, like Icy's disappointed. I know
like I said, if there is not that much cooldown on Dehydration Gun, any minion he had could have flown up, any robot minion could have flown up and shot the Gru's minions with a Dehydration Gun. Like, bam, bam, bam. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Perhaps, yeah, other Megamind people are upset, but I'm okay with this.
The minions we're talking about, they're dumb. How are they gonna know that it's a dehydration gun and that they need to go into the water to get back to normal?
Yeah, I think he got back to normal from like the spit. which was kind of
Yeah,
yeah.
but like, how did they know that that's gonna happen? Realistically, they wouldn't. So until something like that happens on accident, there's no way they would even conceive that as a fact. So the minions could have been all got with a dehydration gun.
But yeah, I think we just like the result fine, but like yeah, I think just we need maybe like the fight itself with like I didn't really match the stats and the stuff that they said. I think they could have done more with that. Not to violate like a this is like a I guess an indie animation thing for this fights, but um
Do you
yeah.
know what's funny? Despite the fact that they mentioned the cursed things from the second movie, the way it was all presented here is still better than the movie.
Gru's skill makes the most sense. Yeah, I like. I'm okay with that. I would much rather. I like skill for Gru, minions for Gru, and arsenal for Megamind. But I guess some tying
Like,
things.
despite watching my favorite no bitches man,
Yeah.
like, despite watching him be bodied, I still had more fun watching that than watching the second movie, and that's what's depressing to me.
That is true. That is true. This was much better. We're going much better than the second movie. I'd watch this however many times you can get through this 23 minutes. I'd watch that amount of times over the Megamind movie 2. Megamind 2 for like an hour and a half.
Like, I feel like my brain got double violated. First, from being forced to watch Megamind 2. Second, from watching be bodied. Like, man. Now I feel how you felt when Doomslayer and Master Chief went at each other. Like, damn. Now I know how you felt because I really wanted Megamind to win. And I just couldn't get it.
And it be like that sometimes, but GG's the group.
And to everyone on YouTube watching this, if it seems like I stuttered or talked slower during the actual video, mind you, that's because I heard myself twice and because, there's like a stream delay on Twitch. So, I'm not drunk.
That's exactly what a drunk person would okay. Is it now time to guess the next battle? Where's Shotaro? He was the one asking me about this. Before the fight even started. Who is next time? Okay. So we got the remaining Kickstarter ones, which we have Aang versus Traveler and Late versus Columbo. I hate saying the same thing over and over and over again. I think I kind of maybe deviated from it a few weeks, but I'm gonna go back to Late versus Columbo if we're going for a Kickstarter route. And then we have the ones that, and also Geats versus Nero, but that's in its own that's coming eventually. Just I don't think yet.
Geats versus Nero, I think that's like a long, long way in the future, long way in the making, because there is so many aspects to the Fate universe that whenever you make a death battle with any Fate characters, you have to get so many Nazuverse facts that it's exhausting and mind breaking, literally mind breaking to get everything that you can because there's so much to it. So, regardless of if Saber is actually, like Nero is actually stronger, point is, weaker or stronger, there is so many points to that universe that it will take you forever to actually account for everything.
Yeah, so that made me take a bit. And then there's the battles that that kind of been murmured about, at least from talked about that I've heard about, that I'm aware about. like Monokuma versus Koro Sensei. Oh, what? Yeah. Oh, Yuji versus Denji. I think. Hopefully it's not that one anytime. Like I'll probably be able to watch that one in like 10 years. Not really, but I have some kind of like a bonus thing to say. I have two characters, not a battle, but two potential characters that could be the feature in the next one. And my first one has a little bit of a reason to it, because this next one I think it might be coming out close to when the Digital Circus comes out. So maybe there's some collusion, maybe there's like some like promotion going on. I think we might be getting a Kane fight. I think there might be a Kane. I don't know who will be fighting Kane, how that's gonna work, but I think maybe they'll raise up they could raise a Kane fight going on. And if not Kane, then as like another like a maybe like a dark horse kind of person, I think maybe an Invincible death battle maybe. Again, I'm not sure who would fight Invincible. Maybe Invincible or Kane. Not Invincible versus Kane, but Invincible or Kane. I think could be coming. And if it's a specific battle, I'm gonna go with Light versus Columbo. I think is next. Even though we just did a Kickstarter one, I think
Now, this
we'll
might
take another
sound
one.
like almost Dragon Ball Tears, but I was thinking basically Invincible versus Krillin, because uh, Krillin is kind of strong, but I know that he's not as strong as Goku, and I know that Goku definitely bodies Invincible, but maybe Krillin versus Invincible could kind of work.
Alright. Interesting. Krillin versus Invincible. Maybe that's it. But yeah, that's my I thought Light versus Columbo, or like as like a bonus guess, maybe a Kane or Invincible fight.
Iruma versus Deku. Deku versus Blue
Okay.
Deku.
And Deku versus Iruma versus Deku. I'm not gonna lie, Deku might clear that one, but that would be funny. Any hints? Or are we going for it? Would you like? Yeah. I'll take a hint. We'll do one hint. I'll do a hint. Say one of them is anime. This does not mean the other one is or isn't anime, but one of them is. Okay, so one of them is definitely anime. Okay.
I'm feeling like they're finally gonna. Okay, this might also be Tears. Sorry. This could be Lelouch versus the Blood Blockade Battlefront, the BBB guy. I forgot his name, but they're both utilizing like special eye powers. So I know it's slotty, and I know that it's not like any sort of like related eye powers in any sort of way, but it's more of a like the vibe. But if I'm being all serious, I think that Lelouch could be used in a death battle. I just don't know against whom. But I know that they haven't used him in a while, so that could be it. So it could be Code Geass versus something else.
Go again. But Light versus Columbo still works for that. Yeah, I might just stick with Light and Columbo. I think I'm gonna stick with that one. So a sleeper pick maybe though, maybe like could be like the Koro Sensei versus Monokuma maybe. But let's find out. Here we go. Who will it be? What could it feature, Kane or Invincible? Because those were those I kind of pulled those out of nowhere.
Next time on
What we got?
Battle.
Oh, it's you. Is it Yuji versus Denji? Ah, it's Yuji versus
Subscribe
Denji.
and join as a member to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
Dang, we just came off of a Chainsaw Man one too. You know, you can't watch the next fight. Oh, I mentioned that one too. I literally mentioned that one. Oh well. A little bit of a hiatus then.
Even more for me because, well, I'm still stuck on season 1.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna go so deep in the JJK manga's over, and I think Chainsaw Man ended as well, and they use manga, so
I'm
that
low-key gonna have to watch JJK soon because I've been tears so much. Like, the only reason why I know about the main expansion is because of the memes.
I was afraid. How are you gonna feel about having to wait a month or more just to hear if you can watch the next one after? You know that is the unfortunate part of that of being like anime only and like not embracing spoilers is now I do have to wait a bit. Hopefully I can watch the next one. But yeah, I'm just gonna have to wait on that. In fact, I'm like gonna be so far away from this one. Like I'm closer to Ichigo versus Yusuke than this one because unless I just randomly get into the mangas, I'm not gonna be able to watch that one. Interesting matchup though. And
I'm still waiting for
back-to-back
Naruto
Chainsaw.
versus the Kekaishi guy.
Wait, not back to back, but you know what I mean.
For the memes.
But the fight was alright, not the greatest. That it felt anticlimactic at the end. Little funny though, just a little anticlimactic. I just thought they should have done more. But all in all, like the research was there, the stats were there. But yeah, decent death battle. Yeah, probably the people are saying the worst of the season. Oops. I might have come on. Now I'm being they're trying to take me down. I might have to agree with that. Not god awful like Mega Man 2 or Megamind 2.
See, your brain is getting jumbled by watching that movie as well.
But not god awful, but a little disappointing.
Yeah, like I wish they used more resources from Megamind and didn't use so much about his reaction time from the movies because let's be honest, the second movie and the series are like not supposed to be canon. At least in my head canon, they're not. I know that you're supposed to not have your own head canons and just look what the company published and see that as canon, but if you saw the second movie, you'd wish you haven't.
Yeah.
So I don't think that his reaction time should have been taken in any way, shape, or form from that. It should have been solely been taken from the movie one, where it was a solid reaction time. But in all seriousness, was more than disappointing. They should have used more of his assets, and I'm fine with the fact that he lost. I was sort of prepared for that. I just kind of like extra egged on him winning because like I really had to go through that second movie and to also see him lose in the same day.
One of the comments says a sequel so bad it nerfed Megamind's first potential by a lot. And everyone's blaming the sequel. I love how everyone in this comment are blaming the results of this fight on the Mega Man sequel. Or Megamind.
That movie, the only reason why I managed to power through it is because we were all cracking jokes while watching it and pausing so many times. It's one of those movies that, like, it's not just boring. Like, I had handled boring. I had to wait for a long time in front of the dentist's office for like an hour or two, sometimes even if it's like one of those extremely specialized surgeon level doctors. Like, I can handle waiting, I can handle boring, but what we witnessed was just painful. Like, it's kind of like your whole childhood just gets diluted into corporate AI slop, and then it gets diluted for a second time even more until it's no longer anything that you recognize, and it's just deranged, mentally ill.
It might be a little bit delayed. I'm not sure. It's because it's saying 83,000 to 3.6. Okay, I'm not sure if that's like typically high for a death battle, a day old, or people aren't like taking it out on the dislikes, but that's what's telling me right now. I could try a eat fresh refresh, see if that. Yeah, nah, it's the same thing.
I mean, how can you not blame it on the sequel when they literally put the movie there and said how he hesitated there, and how that's why the Gru is going to definitely fire faster. Like, how can you not blame it on the sequel after hearing that? Not only was it a god awful movie, but it literally nerfed him. It literally nerfed him.
What is it? Okay, this one I need edited. I won't watch too much. Okay. So 4 weeks ago, Bakugo versus Rize got 4.3k dislikes. And this one is already in the 3.6k a day ago. So that is a lot. That is a lot of dislikes. I'm not that disappointed in it. I'm not gonna dislike, but like, yeah, I do agree. Like, this is more of a disappointing. I have more negative.
Like, he just
than
took
positive.
his gun and shot. Like, not to mention, though he has speed, he's not that fast to do that. Like, and even him just picking it up like that, and Megamind dropping the gun, like, that's based on chance, not on skill. Like, if he won, he should have won with his own arsenal. They shouldn't have. This was done in such a Mickey way that it's just overall bad. Like, I've already prepared for him losing, but this is just embarrassing. Literally used 0 of his skills, 0 things applied. Literally just the dehydration gun and his flying robo minions, and that's it. Meanwhile, Gru got all of his skills used and well explained, and also all his minions and even the mega minions.
Yeah, definitely needed to represent the Megamind a bit more. They also didn't like that Gru's daughters were not mentioned. Oh yeah, they didn't really mention them at all. Were they? Yeah, they were in the one title thing, but if you didn't read it, you didn't know. You made a sequel to Megamind, the film from 16 years ago. What would you make the plot be? Well, for one, I would time skip it more than just 2 days for sure. I would at bare minimum do like a few months.
For me, the bare minimum is like 6 months. When he's
I was gonna
already
say
in the
that too,
superhero career, and then at that point, new villains show up that he somehow can't beat, and he's going back to the Metro Man for pointers and advice, and there's like a comedy gag going where he just constantly gets failure after failure and comes back to the Metro Man, and the Metro Man is just, oh really? Well, you should just do this. You should just do that, and then there's like him just exploding out of anger and being like, all right, then you do it. Then we get an accidental comeback of Metro Man and him falling into the shadow once again and almost becoming a villain, but eventually coming back to becoming a hero and eventually just fixing the whole situation up. And then somehow both of them join together, and Metro Man realizes that the whole Music Man thing was just a phase, that he does not need that, and that his powers are needed elsewhere much more. So he just accepts the responsibility and just comes back to the scene.
Yeah, if 14 or 16 years pass since making the first movie, you have to have at least some time pass in the universe. I would also like make a movie, but I just have him be a hero and maybe kind of play on what Icy said about like him like kind of failing and trying, but maybe like a new villain emerges, one that like he can relate to, and like one that's like kind of got into villainy for similar reasons as Megamind. And
Exactly,
it's
that's what I
harder.
thought. Basically, he keeps failing to defeat said villain, goes to Metro Man for advice, and all of his advices fail. And when Metro Man finally defeats that villain, and he becomes the main spotlight again, and everyone just ignores Megamind, and out of jealousy, he goes back to that villain that Metro Man defeated, and they almost form an alliance, but near the end, Megamind finally once again remembers why he even wanted to become a hero after being a villain for so long in the first place. So he finally comes back to his senses and saves the day in the last second. Keep in mind, I came up for this story on the spot. And I've been awake for like 2 days. Like I woke up yesterday at 6 a.m. and now it's 8:55 a.m. today. And despite that, and being brainwashed from watching that movie, I could still somehow on the spot come up with 1,000 times better plot than what they had. Budget of $55,000. Oh, what? How
Megamind 2
about
on
you
that.
just give it me to write it for free? Like,
Megamind 2 on that amount of sleep is crazy.
this just shows to me that they must have used AI at some point. I don't care who says what. Like, oh no, it's human made. Like, how? How? Explain to me how is that garbage human made? It literally follows the same plot holes and same BS usage of storytelling that AI has been doing for a long time now. Do you realize how many times have I gone to YouTube to search for HFY sci-fi stories, and to see that any HFY subgenre, oh, we said that it's not AI, but it technically is because they don't give you the link to the subreddit page of the original writer. That's how I figured out the secret. Those that don't put the link, they didn't use human written stories because they didn't credit the author. Thus, without crediting the original author, it means that there is no author, which means it's AI. Whenever they say story written by me, oh no, it's written by AI. And I've listened to so many of those on accident before realizing it's AI that it's not even funny. Like I had to block so many channels. Like, why? So far, literally, there is only 2 channels that are 100% human. That being the Agro Squirrel and Net Narrator. Well, shout out to those two. Literally, the last remaining living channels for narrating HFY.
By the way, the sequel had the same writers as the first one? Really? Oh, then it's time to hang it up, Gee. I mean, listen, I've seen it in sports. Some people are like the absolute GOAT, or at least amazing, and then they just get washed and they fall off. Sometimes it's just time to hang it up, and it is time for them to hang it up.
Cannot be serious that it had the same writers. Like my brain.
That's very
cannot
surprising.
process that. Like my brain cannot process that. Like, I'm sorry. I didn't notice that that we transitioned to another reality.
So it says on Letterboxd that the 2 original writers have only written 3 things. What was the third thing? If 2 were Megamind, and the Blend of Doom, and Megamind. So they only do Megamind.
Man, is my mind a mush. Do you know how I feel now? You know that feeling when you make a perfect house in Minecraft, and then one creeper comes, blows it up, then the second, then the third, then the fifth. Then by the time you realize it, your whole house suddenly had like 50,000 creepers, and everything is just blown to bits. then you repair it, and as you're repairing it, another creeper shows up and blows up the repairs that you just did. That's how it feels.